A mysteriously large chunk of Gen Z aren't working.
Lazy.
Look at this graph. Why is Gen Z so hateful, arrogant, and narrow-minded?
Anyone else hate Gen Z?
Pentagon worried that Nintendo generation can't survive boot camp because their bones are weak. The weaker skeleton of Gen Z. I got weak skeletons. Your shit's weak. Hey, little chunks. Welcome back to my weekly Sunday drive. Today we're going to be talking about Gen Z and why everybody's like,
don't we just hate that?
Yes!
Don't we wish they would just die?
Yes!
Now, unless you've been living in a cave somewhere, you should have some idea of the hate that exists for Gen Z. Hell, you've probably thrown some yourself. But why?
Why?
Is it because they're the worst people ever born? Nope. Is it because they're the best people ever and everyone is just jealous of them?
No.
So why? But let me help by telling you a story about a little chonky boy who went out with his friends, sleds in hand, looking for a steep hill to slide down. Was this in the middle of winter when snow is everywhere? You bet it wasn't. But did that stop us from finding the steepest, rockiest hill we could find? Nope. We rode that old hill until one of us got knocked unconscious and had to be taken to the hospital. Good times, good times. So what's my point? Well, if I hadn't have just told you that story, you would have no way of knowing that story happened. In fact, you still don't know because I could have just made it up. There's no proof. And that's my point. I can guarantee you that I did some of the most stupidest things, did some of the most cringiest and embarrassing things, and had some of the worst dumb takes you've ever heard in my youth. But there is absolutely no evidence that any of that ever happened. Thank goodness. And that's the thing. Today, our society has never been more exposed to what everyone is doing right at this moment than now. And who do we see the most of? Well, of course, the ones who have the most time on their hands.
Gen Z.
And yes, Gen Z does some stupid things. And they do really cringy, embarrassing things. And some of their opinions are, well, you know. However, I think everyone somehow overlooks one very, very, very important detail. Gen Z are kids. Children.
With underdeveloped brains.
So I keep getting crickets in my house. I don't know why. I've never had a cricket problem before, but I looked it up and apparently it's really bad luck to kick them out of your house. Like, you're not supposed to kick them out of your house, but like, what am I supposed to do? Like, let you stay here? Now there's like 36 crickets running around because I did kick out one, and let me tell you, I had a really, really horrible week after that. And now they're just running around. And I'm like, please move. I just want to make a piece of toast and you're in my way.
Most humans don't have a fully developed brain until they reach their late 20s. So that means there are literally no Gen Zers with a fully developed brain yet. Most likely. Don't blame me, blame science. Now, does that mean they can't have any good ideas or mature opinions on things? Of course they can. But what I am saying is, if I'm looking for advice in, I don't know, sound investments, I'm not gonna go to my 10-year-old nephew because he's gonna tell me to invest in Transformers, when clearly the money's in Pokemon.
Idiot.
No, he's just young. He'll learn.
He'll learn.
All that to say that Gen Z are just kids doing kid things. And the only reason everyone's so mad about it is because we can just see everything they're doing all the time. That's really the only difference between Gen Z and any other generation. Everyone else got a pass because nobody was around to see it. Nobody saw me take a faceplant down the rocky hill except for my two friends, Nathan and Brian, and they ain't gonna talk because I took care of them already. No. No, because if they talk, I talk. And that's what keeps our whole system going. So we can just make up some fake narrative and be like, we've never done this. Our generation would have never eaten Tide Pods. No, you were licking rocks and eating dirt. But no one can prove it because there was no one there to record it.
Convenient.
But now we have humanity's greatest downfall, social media. Broadcasting everything to the world.
Forever.
The only thing remotely even close we have to something like this was when you used to bring home your girlfriend or boyfriend to meet your parents and your mom would break out the family album and you would just die of embarrassment. From pictures that really weren't even that bad because back then taking photos was a lot harder, much harder to even get those photos, so you tended not to have really bad photos. But that was seen as the peak of embarrassment. Now imagine every single dumb thing you've ever done, every stupid thing you've ever said, hell, every dumb thought that's even popped into your brain has now been posted, categorized, and stored forever. Of course, people are going to have a bad opinion of you. And that's basically what I see happening to Gen Z. And you know, for all the jokes and gaffes, I do feel really bad for them. Mostly because they're kind of the first generation to completely grow up where every single thing they've done has been filmed and categorized and is somewhere out there where anyone can find at any moment in time. And call me crazy, but I don't think that's gonna really have a big positive effect on their mental stability as they enter adulthood. What? Keeping a shame collection of all your most embarrassing moments so you can relive them over and over and over and over again is gonna impact you negatively? Weird. No, I don't think so.
It's gonna be fine.
But if it's any consolation, Gen Z, the next generation is right around the corner. Generation Alpha. That's a dope name. Oh god, I hope they don't continue down the alphabet because that means the next generation would be
Generation
Beta.
Oh no, they're gonna be made fun of so much. Look at these betas over here. Spoken like a true beta. Whatever, beta generation.
Beta.
But yeah, in the next 5 to 10 years, Alpha generation should start taking over social media, and I'm sure the exact same thing that happened to Gen Z is going to happen to them. I'm sure we're going to see nothing but hit pieces and articles about how Generation Alpha is the worst generation ever. Generation Alpha is the most entitled and weak generation ever.
Is Generation Alpha destroying the economy?
No, they're literally children. They don't have any power or influence on anything yet. For a while, they won't. But we're still gonna blame them for all the problems that we made, right? Cool. Nice. So if you're an adult who spends an absorbent amount of time being like, what them kids doing? There are probably better ways to spend your time. Probably. And I think we can all come to agreement that there's no way a generation of kids who have no power or influence whatsoever has somehow ruined the world. Like, no, they haven't. They haven't done anything yet. They haven't even got a chance to change anything yet. Ooh, except for fashion. Pause. Gen Z, come over here. Come over here. We'll have a little chit-chat. I see what you're doing with fashion. And I'm here to tell you, I'm 100% behind it. I'm here for it. I can't believe that there were people who were upset when skinny jeans came out of fashion. I mean, sure, they gave you form and they made you look all sexy, but they squeezed the cojones. Too much did they squeeze. Let them breathe. And I'm glad that Gen Z seems to be taking the whole, you have to suffer for good fashion, and just taking that and throwing it right out the window, where it belongs. No. Gen Z's out here looking like they fell into a pile of donated clothes, got up and were like, all right, forget the tight-fitting, uncomfortable, sexy clothes. They're going with the oversized, baggy, comfortable clothes. And I could not be more happy about that. They look like colorful rectangles that are comfy. Yes, please.
Please let me become a comfy rectangle.
Like I said, I am 100% behind this. And I'll tell you why. Remember the grunge phase that happened in the late 80s, early 90s? When our society collectively decided to be like, let's just be dirty and gross. And they were happy. We were all happy being little dirt monsters. Look how comfortable they look. Look at them. And I see Gen Z doing the exact same thing, and I'm here to egg them on into it. They're like, let's just be ugly and comfortable. Can we just be ugly and happy? Yes.
I agree.
I concur with this motion. Carry on. Make it so. Can't wait to be comfortable again. Anyways, that's all I got to say. Gen Z, you're doing fine, sweetie. All the other adults, find better hobbies. And Generation Alpha, you're too young to see this, but if you do,
You're the worst generation.
nah, that's all I got for you. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, you're a real one. And if you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Hitting that subscribe button not only makes you part of the Chonk family, but it gives you endless benefits. And yes, they exist, we just don't talk about them. Shh, don't talk about it.
Don't.
And if you're already a little chonk, you know what to do. Comment below, hit that like button and that dislike button in that order, and I will see you someplace else. I gotta go raid my parents' storage unit for their old clothes. Okay, bye.